I'm standing on a deserted beach, with a dog-eared memory in my hand, quite alone, howling at nothing, offering myself to the orchestra of crashing waves as my feet sink slowly into the sea-licked sand. A blood-red sun sets behind a veil of clouds. Shadows lengthen as the notes of our song fall like raindrops into the storm of thoughts wrestling in the confines of my mind. You are clearly lost, yet my defiant silhouette still scans the far horizon, stubbornly hoping for a distant sail that heralds your returning, whilst the candle I lit for you remains within my heart, illuminating the years to come of unrequited yearning. I did wish upon a shooting star in its celestial fall, and hoped my love would unlock you. My prayers provide the key. My heart did burn in solitude as it arced across your sky, although worn upon these sleeves of mine, you never batted eye. Lost moments sincerely spent, now darkness has returned. Mute silence blankets everything, all trace of where we burned. Fluttering against the glass, still he beats his wings after long and fallow years on the outside looking in. A lonely frightened mockingbird with gold dust on his tongue, carrying the burden of an imagined Midas touch. So much to say, so little time, he would sing for you. Bring precious stones, a holly wreath, things borrowed, old and blue. It's cold out on the margins, the brittle edge of time. In deepest dark, the brightest stars gleam in solitude divine. Within this darkest hour, a kernel only night can bring, he awaits the cusp of sunrise, when he'll catch your eye and sing. Burning through me, like a blowtorch, like a raging volcano, an untamed eruption of love. Unbearable, exquisite pain, tectonic desire, wreathed in flames, flowing red-hot lava sperm, joined, dying, melting, erupting, igniting, the flow of life, bubbling with maddening heat. In love, in lust, in flame, lost in a pyroclastic flow, consuming, eating me into a craven, hollow cast. Burying me, stifling me, trapped in a coffin, interred, cocooned, sealed within her, dirt under my fingernails. Mausoleum exhibit, claustrophobic, earth and soil cover my face, cannot breathe, struggling to escape, dirt under my fingernails. Terror in darkness, utter confusion, earth and soil, like a boa constrictor, I'm caving in, punching the inside of the coffin lid, dirt under my fingernails. I am drowning in her. When I see her, she pulls me under to airless realms. I am drowning in her. In breathless silence, she pulls me down beneath the surface. Below the meniscus, I cry with pleasure, kicking in silence as she pulls me under. I'm drowning in her. Gone once, gone thrice. I am drowning in her beautiful eyes. Subsurface tension, I weep in silence and give up the fight, settling inside her. An existential presence, I inhale her deeply. She surrounds me lightly with spiritual breath. My chest rises, falls, inhale, exhale. She revives me, transcending this. She rustles leaves, moving around me, playing games with the lightest breath. I can smell her invisible presence, an incorporeal lover, a most casual death. I can feel her swirling round me, feel her moving like the Holy Spirit. Her lips seal mine. Inhale. Exhale. 30 compressions. The kiss of life. The rice paper woman walked barefoot across the tissue of my heart, moving through me with the lightness of a breath. Time passed, and I tried to find her, but found she'd left no trace, save for tears rolling slowly down my face. I remember the distance in your eyes as I tried to reach you, climbing ever higher towards an ill-considered ideal, regal in the centre of her web. Avoiding polite intercourse, impenetrable and remote, you endured my flowers, deflected my earnest approach even as I fought for a handhold. Ignoring the setbacks, working tirelessly, inching my way towards the epicentre of your disinterest. Eventually I got my wish, and we touched. And I experienced firsthand the indifference of an irresolute kiss. Only when meanings have no meaning can there be freedom. Only when the fires of projection are extinguished can there be introspection. Only when the storm of thoughts has been resolved can there be peace. Then I will take you by the hand and show you eternity. Then I will lead you to the edge of nothing, where I will show you your reflection and whisper words of love. Only by letting go can you keep. Only by falling learn to stand. All that glitters is not gold. This moment was ours to have, but not to hold. It's two. She loosened the band and her hair fell, like a red waterfall, like fire tumbling over her shoulders. She loosened the band and her hair fell, unfettered across the curve of her neck, and she flicked her head, her fiery hair describing an arc like an autumnal goddess. Her hair, red as the maple leaf, promising the open skies of the wilderness, her eyes as deep as the forest. She loosened the band and her hair fell, wild and untamed, and I raised my head and howled to the moon. In that moment my heart ran free, through the ancient forests, through carpets of fallen leaves. In the moment she loosened the band and her hair fell. This is the last one, Moai. I'm sort of a bit, not obsessed, but I'm kind of really interested in those figures that the Rapa Nui built on Easter Island, and I don't know, there's something mystical about them that just lends itself to being written about, incorporated into what we've heard today. Wide eyes seek answers to riddles of emotion. A frozen sentinel stares to far horizons, hoping for a smile, like a sail upon an ocean. Time passes, heavens spin their silken threads above. Stars dance in their footsteps with light from long ago, when we were young and stone dared to dream of love. A furrowed brow blooms on islands of desire, trees felled in fruitless rites of adoration, flames licking prayers with tongues of fire. Forests turn to ash, a dreamer torn apart, burnt bridges, the narrative of senseless hurt, none so pained as those with captive hearts. Stone cracks with healing tears like soothing balm. Let none grip a rose, save those that risk a wounding. Lying face down, a broken love line, read on a shaking